I dug down beneath the mulch to the soil, turning it over and mixing it all together to form a nice, loose bed. Once they were in, I'd cover the ground with another layer of mulch. A large shadow fell across the bed, and I jumped at the sight of Amanda's father standing almost at my elbow. "Anthony!" I put a hand to my chest and sat back on my ankles, catching my breath. "What are you doing, sneaking up on me like that?" A laugh rumbled up from deep in Anthony's chest. "Sorry, Miss Elaine. Wasn't trying to sneak up on you." Born and raised in Texas, Anthony Fisher still held to that endearing habit of putting a title in front of a lady's first name. "I called you twice, but you're working so hard you didn't even hear me." I reached behind me, feeling for my garden stool, and Anthony helped me onto it. My knees thanked me. "I needed to dig in the dirt today," I said, brushing the soil from my gloves and drawing them off my hands. "Therapy, huh?" "Dirt therapy, the best kind." Nearly 6 feet with a solid build, Anthony presented a formidable sight, especially in his police uniform. The blue looked striking against his dark skin. He gave me a hand and helped me to my feet. "Is Roy inside?" "No, he said to tell you he's sorry, but he got called out on a case." I swished my gloves against my knees to dislodge the dirt clinging to my pant legs. Anthony inclined his head toward the patch of dirt I'd been working. "Does that case have anything to do with this dirt therapy session?" My joints were starting to make me feel like the Tin Man without his oil can. Mentally railing against the aging process, I moved over to the sunny garden bench and sank onto it. I slapped my gloves together, debating how much to tell him. Anthony was like a son to both Roy and me. No reason to hide anything from him. I asked how he got into private investigations, and he told me about getting fired from the department. Said he always suspected someone didn't want the girl's disappearance solved. He rubbed the sole of his shoe back and forth on the spring green grass. He'd been over the files so many times, he pretty much had them memorized by the time they fired him. Every now and then, he said he looks over his notes, hoping to find that one missing piece of the puzzle. He shifted and turned to face me. "Has he found it?" Anthony leaned forward, elbows on his knees. "So, Roy's out investigating?" He was going to Jenny's dad first to make sure it's the same pendant. Anthony's jaw worked side to side, then jutted forward. "If he can track down the girl in the picture, find out how she got hold of it, and trace it back to your student," Anthony whistled. "He could be stirring up a snake pit if there really was a cover-up. What about you? How are you doing?" I slid my hands into my gloves and pushed off the bench. "Like I said, dirt therapy. It's cheaper than a psychiatrist." What in the world? Squinting, I threw back the covers and padded over to the closet. All his shirts and pants displayed quiet blues and browns, with an occasional dull red or forest green thrown in. Bright yellow didn't exist in Roy's color palette. What could it be? Parting the pants that hung beside the suits, I discovered a gift bag about the size of a paper grocery sack. Polka dot tissue paper ballooned out the top, and curly white ribbons secured the handles at the top. A birthday present in addition to the symphony tickets? I clutched my throat at the sentiment, hardly able to breathe as I tugged the bag out of its hiding place and set it in the middle of the closet floor. I pulled at the ribbon. The knot held fast. I tore out the tissue paper and split the bag from top to bottom. Out fell a purse. A cloth bag, the perfect accessory for jungle combat fatigues. The ugliest green I'd ever seen in a handbag. It left no doubt Roy had chosen it himself.